Auzu billahi minesh-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Tariq Amin, lecturer, Department of English, Kuwait University of Science and Technology, Kuwait. Warm welcome to the course of study skills. This is video number 1 of the lecture number 19. Our today's topic is changing parts of speech. Lecture outlines of today's class include: first of all, we will discuss parts of speech. There are 8 parts of speech. After that, we will discuss changing parts of speech, that how we change parts of speech. And at the end of the class, we will discuss prefix and suffix. Now, what are parts of speech, or what is a part of speech? In grammar, a part of speech, also called lexical categories, grammatical categories, or word classes. So parts of speech are also called lexical categories. They are also called grammatical categories, or they are also called word classes. Is a linguistic category. So in grammar, a part of speech is a linguistic category. It is a linguistic category of words. In English, there are 8 parts of speech. Now, what are those 8 parts of speech? The very first one is noun. Okay, noun is the name of a person, place, or a thing. It is the name of a person, place, or a thing. In other words, we define noun as the naming word, or a word that names a person, place, or a thing is called noun. For example, Tariq is a noun, Zahid is a noun, city is a noun, bank is a noun, chair is a noun, table is a noun. And there are different then subclasses of nouns, that is proper noun, common noun, concrete noun, abstract noun, countable noun, uncountable noun, and so on. There are different types of nouns. The second grammatical category or lexical category is pronoun. Pronoun. This word pronoun consists of 2 morpheme. The first one is noun and the second one is pro. Okay, what is pronoun? A pronoun is a word that is used in place of a noun, or a pronoun is a word that is used instead of a noun. We use pronoun in place of a noun. For example, when you say that Zahid is a good boy, so in the second sentence, when you refer to Zahid again, you don't use his name, Zahid, but you refer to him by the use of word he. So over here in this second sentence, we have used he in place of Zahid. So he is a pronoun. We define it as a word that is used in place of a noun, or that is used instead of a noun. We have used he instead of Zahid, which is a noun. Now, the third grammatical category is verb. And what is verb? A verb is used to show an action or a state of being. This is the simplest definition of the word of the grammatical category verb. So it is a verb which is used to show an action or a state of being. Verbs are also used to show some other things as well, but as we are over here, we are just introducing these grammatical category. That is why I've just mentioned, or I've just stated the very simple definition of the grammatical category or the lexical category verb, which is a verb is used to show an action or a state of being. For example, when you say that he plays cricket, over here the verb plays show an action. The next grammatical category is adjective. And adjectives are the words that are used to describe or specify a noun or pronoun. These are the words that are used to describe or qualify a noun or pronoun. They add something extra to the meaning of a noun. For example, we have noun Zahid. When you say that Zahid, it is a noun, but we can use other words before noun in order to modify the noun. For example, Zahid is a noun. Zahid is noun. We say that Zahid is intelligent, or we say that chair. You say beautiful chair. You say that Table, you say beautiful table. You say girl, beautiful girl. Boy, smart boy. So these beautiful, smart, etc. are adjectives because they are used to describe nouns. An adverb. Adverb is used to modify a verb, adjective, and other adverbs. So adverbs are used to modify three things. First of all, they modify a verb, they also modify adjectives, and they also modify other adverbs. For example, how do it modify a verb? You say that he sings well, he sings beautifully. So beautifully is uh, an adverb. And how do they modify adjective? You say that he is intelligent, and you add very with it. You say he is very intelligent. Over here, very is adverb, and it has modified the adjective intelligent. And how do adverbs modify other adverbs? For example, when we say that my brother runs fast, or my brother runs very fast. In this example, fast is an adverb, and it has been modified by the another adverb very. So over here, very modifies the adverb fast. So an adverb is a word that is used to modify a verb, adjective, or another adverbs. The next one is preposition. So prepositions are used before nouns. They are used before nouns to form a phrase that shows where, when, and how and why. They show where, when, how, and why, and they are used before nouns. Conjunction. Conjunctions join clauses or sentences or words. Conjunctions are the words that are used to join words, clauses, and sentences. For example, but, and, etc. And interjection is the last grammatical category. Interjections are the words that are used to show surprise or strong emotion. They are used to show strong emotions. Now we can change the grammatical category of a word by adding prefixes and suffixes to root words. We can change the grammatical category just by adding prefixes or suffixes to the root words. How? Now what is prefix? A prefix is an affix which is placed before a word or which is added to the beginning of a word. For example, we have a word respect. We have the word respect, and when we say that disrespect, and this example, disrespect, this is a prefix because we have attached it or we have added it to the beginning of the word respect. And in the same example, we can give example of suffix as well. Before going into the examples of suffix, let me tell you what suffix is. A suffix is an affix which is placed after a word or which is added at the end of a word. For example, we have the word respect, and when you say that respectful, we add full, we add the suffix full to the end of the word respect, so it becomes respectful. So in disrespect, this is a prefix because we have attached it to the beginning of the word respect, and in the case of respectful, we have attached full to the end of the word respect. So full is a suffix because we have added it to the end of the word, and in the case of disrespect, we have added this to the beginning of the word. That is why this is a prefix. Now id and CERINC are two verbs. A wide variety of verbs can be changed to nouns with the addition of the suffixes ans and ins. So we can change verbs into nouns with the addition of the suffixes ans and ins. Let's discuss examples. For example, we have the verb appear. Appear can be changed into appearance by the addition of this suffix a in ce. So it becomes appearance. Appear is a verb, whereas appearance is a noun. And the verb resist. Resist is a verb, and we can make a noun from it by the addition of this suffix in ce. So it becomes resistance. Resistance. And resistance is a noun, whereas resist is a verb. Now, we can also add ment to verbs. For example, other verbs require suffix ment to be converted to noun. If we want to convert verbs into nouns or change verbs into noun, we can add ment. For example, appointment. Appoint is a verb. It is a verb. Assign is a verb. Enjoy is a verb. And these verbs can become appointment, assignment, and enjoyment. When they become appointment, assignment, and enjoyment when we add ment to the end of these words. When we add suffixes to the end of these words. So these are verbs, and we can make noun from them by the addition of the words ment. There are other examples as well. Now add shun or shun. This is one shun, tion. This is sion. We can add these two verbs as well. For example, the suffix tion or sion are found at the end of many nouns. Most of the time we find these suffixes at the end of nouns. A wide variety of verbs turn into nouns with these suffixes. Lots of verbs turn into nouns when we add suffixes to the end of words or to the end of those verbs. For example, inform is a verb, decide is also a verb, and describe is also a verb. When we add these eion or sion to the end of these words, they become nouns. For example, when we add tion to inform, it becomes information. Inform is a verb, whereas information is a noun. Decide is a verb. When we add sion to the end of this verb, it becomes decision. And describe is actually a verb, and when we add tion to the end of this verb, describe, it becomes description. So we can change verbs into noun by the addition of tion, sion, ment, mant, etc. Now add an appropriate determiner before the word. For example, a determiner is a word like the or a or an, which usually signifies the following word will be a noun. When we add the or an before a word, it signifies that the word is a noun. For example, when we add the before book, so it signifies that book is a noun. When we say that a boy, when we add this determinant a with a word, it shows that the coming word is a noun. For example, to change a verb to a noun in a sentence, add a determinant before the noun. For example, impact. Impact is actually a verb, but we can use it as noun as well. For example, when we add the determinant the before impact or the determiner and before the word impact, it becomes noun. It shows that impact is noun. So the impact and an impact, in both of these examples, impact is noun, whereas impacted is a verb. And run is actually a verb, but when we add the determiner a or the before run, it becomes a noun. For example, a run, in this example, run is noun, and the run, in this example also, run is a noun. These are the references. These are the references. Thank you for listening to the lecture. So in today's class we discussed parts of speech. We discussed 8 parts of speech: noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, verb, conjunction, interjection, and prepositions. And we discussed how can we change different parts of speech. How do we change verb into nouns and nouns into verbs, etc. And we discussed that we can change verbs into noun by the addition of ment, mant, tion, sion, and we can also change verbs into noun by the addition of the determiner the, or an before them. So thank you for listening to the video. This was the first video of the lecture number 19, and we are going to discuss the rest of the topic in the second video of this lecture number 19. So wait for the second video. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.